Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first episode of Khoppa Coastal. I'm
Howdy,
here
howdy.
with my good friend Brian, who's
Hello,
going to be
hello.
co-hosting this podcast with me. And, if you're wondering what this podcast is going to be, it's going to be a mix of me and Brian just kind of like catching up, shooting the shit, talking about whatever, is going on, whatever we feel like talking about. And then later on, it's going to be kind of like a book club. I guess I was describing this to somebody, and that was the way they, understood it. Is that it's going to be kind of like a book club. Like we give you guys something at the end of the episode to watch, and then on the next podcast we'll talk about it and stuff like that, and so on and so forth. And we'll move on into different things that we're going to talk about. But how you doing, Brian?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you, dude?
Doing all right. It's been kind of fucking busy. I'm not gonna lie to you, but we're trucking along. We're getting stuff done.
Oh yeah, it's been really crazy. Just the constant heat, the constant amount of work.
God, the fucking heat is killing me,
dude. I came home the other day and I literally just walked into the door, took off my shirt, and I had a big old heat rash. It was ridiculous.
It's insane. I just now went to our friend's house. To take back her dog that I was looking after, and my God, it's so hot. Like, you just get in the car, and it's just like I just want to die on the spot. It's horrible.
I'm telling you, what they need to do is the scientists need to get drones, just load them up with ice cubes, and take them into the sun. And oh, dude, actually, you heard about in some other country, they actually took drones to electrically shock clouds to produce rain.
Is that happening in Dubai? Is that where
I think it's Dubai. I think that's what it was saying.
They're like, yeah. Well, it's kind of crazy, right? Because I've heard a lot of like whenever like you hear about like conspiracy theories. I know like episode 1 we'll get into it, but whenever you hear about like conspiracy theories, like the big ones, like the big crazy ones, like the Earth is flat, the weather's fake, and it's like, oh man. But then you see this, and it's like, this weather can be fake. I guess, if you can cover that wide of an area to sustain life and stuff, I mean,
it's literally Kim Possible is happening before our eyes. Yeah. Dr. Draken is in Dubai, apparently, just shocking clouds, getting ready.
I see it. That's a place for him to be. But, yeah, like I said, the heat's been actually crazy. I would kill for some artificial fucking weather. I'm not going to lie to you.
It's like the beginning of the year, it was just nothing but snow. And I hated it then. And I said then, and it held up. Mm-hmm. I'm going to complain during the summer. I'm going to complain during the winter. There's just no satisfying me. But
well, I was satisfied because I called it. I was like, I hate this. We don't have power right now. It's a horrible situation to be in, but I would still prefer this weather over fucking summer. I prefer this over the heat. And so far, I don't regret my words. I still mean that. I still hate this.
We had those power outages during the freeze, but thankfully, knock on wood, we've never experienced a brownout in our area.
I mean, I'm gonna get a backup generator.
Because there's no...
This is good for everybody. Is it me talking about getting a backup generator, what you came to the podcast for? I mean, honestly, when you get older, when you're out of, your early 20s, and when you get into your late 20s, these are the things that you get excited for.
Late 20s, also known as the roaring 20s.
Next time,
or,
have a generator.
No, dude. You want to talk about feeling old, getting older?
Mm-hmm.
Nickelodeon All-Stars Brawl, man. I can pitch that thing to everybody all day.
We got to talk about that, man. So, I don't know. For everybody that's listening right now, you all need to know. Day 1, Nickelodeon All-Stars Brawl. I will be on the channel. It will be on my YouTube channel. Because we're going to no-life the hell out of that game. I just hope that they make it good.
I call dibs on Reptar.
Sarah said she's going to be Reptar main too.
Oh, man. There can only be one.
I'm feeling like either like a Danny Phantom or like an XJ9.
Okay, has Danny been confirmed?
Yeah, Danny's confirmed.
Is XJ9 confirmed?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Because I've only seen the trailer, and so far
I'm pretty sure Jenny's in there.
I mean, looking at the cover, I mean, yeah, you're right. It would be weird if they didn't have Jenny there. But at the same time, they've got mostly of... I know for sure they've got Ren and Stimpy, Powdered Toast Man, Reptar, Helga, which... Why Helga? That's the one thing that... I mean
like, she's like the only one from Hey Arnold that's like about that violence.
Correct yourself, sir. Grandma was about violence as well.
She was about anarchy, not just violence.
Which, I mean, you can't have anarchy without... You can't have one without the other.
Yes. So do we have an actual list of characters that are confirmed?
No, because I looked up while I was at work the other day trying to pull up the game, and the cover art is still just blacked out shadow, the silhouette, man. And it's like, dude, we need to know. I mean, it doesn't come out until Halloween, but swiggity swooty, I want to get spooky and be fucking Reptar.
Alright, I'm looking it up. Alright, so we have Helga, we have Danny Phantom, Sandy Cheeks, Zim, Nigel Thornberry, Michelangelo, Leonardo, SpongeBob, Patrick, Reptar, Lincoln Loud, Lucy Loud, Oblina, Powder Toast Man. Those are all the characters that have been officially confirmed.
But if you look at the silhouette, you can already tell Ren is there. Next to him is gonna be Stimpy.
Yeah, we can speculate and look at the silhouettes and stuff and kind of like see who he
SpongeBob, Patrick, Sandy. Those are going to be necessary.
XJ9 wasn't in it. It'd be
if we have two of the turtles, you know we're going to have all four of the turtles. There's no reason to have just two of them.
Did I not? Did I not confirm any? When I read this, did I not say any Avatar reps?
That would be weird to not have Avatar reps too. Like, that's such a crucial.
I mean, I expected them to
part
have,
of Nickelodeon history.
I expected them to have at least like 4 reps for Avatar.
Aang, Katara.
I wouldn't even say Katara.
Well, not Katara. Fucking
Korra.
Yeah, Korra.
I'd say Aang. So hear me out, right? So I know a bunch of you people at home are gonna want Zuko on the game. Hear me out. We don't get Zuko. Alright?
We need Sokka.
No, we don't get Sokka.
No, he'd be the main character.
No. It'd be Aang, Korra, and then we need a villain representation.
Zuko.
No. Because the full moveset for Zuko would be probably like his final one, which is a good guy. Azula, however, is a firebender and a bad guy the whole way through.
Well, why would they specifically stick with firebending? What about...
We don't have a fire rep. If we're going with Avatar, this just for that. We don't have a fire representation.
It's been a while since I've seen the first Avatar. I watched Korra instead, but...
We just
Who was the one with the thunder? The electricity, the zap?
That's Azula.
Oh.
Are you talking about Zuko's sister?
Yeah.
The girl that shoots lightning? Yeah, it's her. She'd be a representation for firebending and lightning bending. And she's a villain. That'd make a lot of sense to have her.
And gender
Fire
equality.
Lord Ozai wasn't shit. So it just makes a lot more sense. Here's the thing, is like, I want this game to be like, I don't want it to be like Smash. When I say this, what I mean is I want it to be like quality. I want this to be a quality fighter, like a platforming fighter game.
I mean,
like carries on its own.
It's done by Game Mill, which they've been doing nothing but Nickelodeon properties. Like, they're the one that do the Nicktoons racing games.
Are those games good? Are the racing games good?
I don't know. How can you fuck up a racing game in this era?
I don't know. I feel like there's definitely been racing games and stuff, like kart racers and stuff, that haven't stuck. Right? Like Sonic all, not even All Stars, but just like the Sonic Team Racing is a good racing game, but they just didn't add anything to it.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't get any new characters or anything like that. We didn't get any crossover things. Sonic and Sega's All Stars Racing, the previous game, however, was amazing.
You know what kind of racing game they need to make? A food mascot racing game.
Kellogg's doesn't have the balls.
Well, Kellogg. Okay, who would Kellogg send out to be a racer?
I don't know.
I'm saying you got
Kellogg's though. Toucan Sam, is that Kellogg's?
Maybe, but think bigger picture. USA's top tier food racing, featuring Ronald McDonald. Hey, Wendy from Wendy's.
Thank you for clarifying. Yeah.
I mean, the Burger King's already had a racing game, so it's easy. You just copy paste.
No. See, here's the thing: is like that's all well and fine until like the product placement comes in, and like every time you lose a thing, like you lose a race, you just bought 4 Big Macs.
If you lose, you have to buy more food.
That's probably how it happens. Like you lose in a tournament and you have to buy like a charity of your selection, like lunch for a week.
Oh no!
It'll just make you seem like a really big asshole if you complain about it.
Talk about microtransactions.
And that'd be the biggest flex that they could ever do.
Taking microtransactions to macrotransactions.
I agree. It's the smartest business move I've heard.
But something that I am upset about as far as gaming goes is they're going to release another Fatal Frame game, but it's only coming out on Xbox digitally. So you'll probably be able to get it on Game Pass.
Is that game not out yet?
I don't think so. They just put the trailer up not too long ago.
I thought we heard about this from E3. Right?
I don't know. I didn't really pay attention to E3. I still thought they weren't doing it, but
no, they did.
They did the thing.
What's the new one called?
I know if you go to Microsoft's YouTube channel, you'll be able to find it pretty quickly.
Blackwater.
Yeah, that.
Or maybe not that, because that looks like something else. Or is this a re-release? Is this like a game that was already out and then they're bringing it out again?
I don't know if it's necessarily a re-release. I mean, I don't know. I saw the trailer, but it didn't say. At least it was like a retelling of a previous adventure.
That sounds like a re-release.
Could be. Like Danganronpa Decadence.
Well, that's going to be a little different.
The only thing they're really adding is just a whole separate mini game.
I don't know if you can say the only thing they're adding is a whole different separate experience for you to have it at a different time. What?
I mean, it's one of those things that I'll probably buy 2 copies of just so I can turn around and resell it.
Well, I want the collector's thing. Danganronpa, shout out to my Twitch channel. I'm going to shamelessly plug myself here. Danganronpa was really good for my Twitch.
No, the one that I'm really looking forward to the physical edition of is Doki Doki.
Are you?
Oh, I mean, a little bit. Like, I've mostly just been collecting a bunch of pops. Like,
so here's my thing: is Doki Doki Literature Club super popular, right? Mm-hmm. Did really well. I wasn't all that into it.
I can understand.
I thought like the writing overall was like kind of bad. Like I just didn't like feel hooked by any of the characters. So when spoilers, the twist happens, I didn't care. I was just like, oh, that's creepy, but
I get what you're saying.
I don't think it hooked me enough to be like, oh yes, no, I am a fan of this thing. Because the main character is just like a main character, right? Like, he doesn't have any
I mean, the whole point about this physical one is that you're getting a lot more backstory compared to the initial release because they have.
I guess so, but I feel like that this backstory was made instead of intended. if that makes sense, right?
That it's more forced than it's more just for money grabbing.
I wouldn't say just for money grabbing, but I mean, like, if you tried to tell me that there was, like 10 years of lore in the first Five Nights at Freddy's, I wouldn't believe you. Because I honestly don't think it's true. I think based on the success of the first game, the creator was able to be like, oh, well, I can make more from this because it's a horror thing, and obviously, when there's lore to this, the people stay more attracted to it, which makes sense. I think that's what happened here.
Yeah.
That's fine. I mean, maybe I just didn't pay attention well enough. So, and like I said, I haven't played it myself. Maybe it'll be a thing that I do.
Neither have I. I haven't played it either. I just watch it. Most of the games that I know about, I don't even play. I just watch. But that's kind of the whole change in media these days.
Well, I got Game Pass recently.
Oh.
So a lot of the games that I've been thinking about are just kind of like, oh, that looks cool. I got. So
I'm telling you, you need to play Yakuza Like a Dragon, dude.
I mean, I will. It's going to be a game that I stream at some point. It's just I know Yakuza is going to take a big
at least
part
30
of my stream.
hours.
So I want to finish up Danganronpa before I move on to another hefty game like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like a hefty kind of series.
And then recently, on my end, I've been playing more strategy-based games. So I hung out with my friends the other day, and we started playing Civilization 6. And bruh, I didn't think I was gonna be into it, but I'm about it, man. I was doing pretty good.
Give it a try. I've never been interested in this kind of games ever.
No, and then I went over and played Empire of Sin recently. I don't know if you saw Jesse Cox playing it when it was the Fan Friday or sponsored content or whatever, but it hooked me because it takes place in Chicago during Prohibition, and you have the rise of speakeasies, and pretty much all these giant figurehead gangsters are trying to rule Chicago. But man, it plays like XCOM. It plays like Mario and Rabbids. It's just, if you want to play more Mario and Rabbids, but hear fuck occasionally, that's the game for you.
That's all I've ever wanted.
Exactly.
What other game? It's a game on Game Pass. It's called Chris Tales. That game came out recently.
Yep. That one looks good too.
I'm going to be looking forward to playing. I played the demo and I had a really good time, so I'm looking forward to playing that on stream.
I wanted to pick up a copy of Neo: The World Ends With You, but man, they only sent my store one copy.
Homie, I got so fucking tired of hearing that song whenever I last worked, because it was just that commercial and another one, and they just played on loop for the whole day. But Neo: The World Ends With You looks pretty good. Well played.
No, I don't. They play a lot of really dumb commercials, and I really wish I was the guy that chose commercials, because you'd be getting a lot more indie titles out there. I just saw a trailer for this one, Cruisin' Blast or something like that, but it's like I haven't seen an old school arcade racing game in forever.
I can't think of any that I've seen recently. No.
Exactly, and it had really good music, it had really good effects, and it looks like a mobile game, because they had the whole, oh yeah, it's the sleek chrome design car with the blue smoke and the green smoke, and you can change the smoke, but you can still unlock a Triceratops to race as.
What was that game? Not to cut you off, but I just had a train of thought and I'll lose it. But what was that game that we played? And it was it was like a beat 'em up game, but it was still in arcade. It was still in the classic 16-bit. And it was it's like an old cowboy or something beat 'em up though.
Oh, Wild Guns.
Wild Guns, yeah. So I think Wild Guns looks amazing, right?
Wild Guns does look really
I think even now that game just looks great. And that's even before like it got like ported to like other things like Switch and stuff. But I think a classic 16-bit game, if designed well and given enough polish, still make it today.
I'll tell you, the one thing that they need to go back and remaster, re-release, whatever, is Sunset Riders, dude. We need more westerns. And they could have easily capitalized on that during the Red Dead.
That's the thing, though, right? I guess if you came out with like a game, not like Red Dead, but just like within the same vein, like a country or like a western kind of game, don't you think that would like snuff out any chance of this game had being successful, especially if you're an indie title, right?
I'm not saying within the same release year. I'm saying like maybe within, give it a year and then have something small between that and I guess at this point Grand Theft Auto 6. But like have it appropriately themed with Red Dead characters instead of, the original characters. And then it'd be a really great tie-in side project. Hey, you can play this on phone.
I don't put that past Rockstar. I think a lot of their eggs are in GTA Online.
No, dude. Nintendo just announced that they were turning off like purchases for Dr. Mario World. So it looks like they're starting to kind of steady out of the mobile game market.
Are they?
I mean, when was the last time you heard about Animal Crossing mobile camp?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not an Animal Crossing guy.
But on top of that, like when they first started getting into it with the Mario Run, I remember I bought that one, but they didn't make a whole lot of money off of it because it was just you had a couple levels as a demo, and you could spend $10 to unlock the rest of the game. And then after you had that, you didn't really have any reason to spend more money on it. Mario Kart, they hooked it with more just microtransactions and, you want more chances to potentially unlock Mario in a tuxedo and a surfboard.
Yeah, right. And that was my problem with that game. Because I remember playing the hell out of that, and it was fun, and the racing was fun and everything. But yeah, the problem was like, I want to race a character in this skin. And I feel like it should have just taken like kind of like an Overwatch approach from it, where you win, you get experience, you get loot boxes, and stuff like that, and you had the chance to get like whatever skins. Even if they made the chance to get the good skins like really small, it would have been a lot better for the game. Mm-hmm. And then if there's a currency, because honestly, I think like just people playing your game is what you want, right? Like, do you want a person to spend $10? And never pick up your game again for the rest of the year? Or do you want this person to spend, like, not actually, spend money on the game, but just play the game for the whole rest of the year and unlock things in the game by themselves?
Well, where are you going to get money from that?
Gives your game staying power. Just them playing the game. Where does Overwatch get its money? Exactly.
Loot boxes.
They don't get their money from loot boxes.
Or I guess I don't know. I've been off Overwatch for so long at this point that
yeah, but the selling thing didn't change for them.
Yeah, fair enough.
As far as their loot box system goes, because the loot box system is like sheerly like cosmetic. It doesn't do anything.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
I just think for a mobile game, you have to be a little bit more. I don't know. You have to be a bit more like crowd pleasing, I guess. Because it's not like they didn't understand the appeal of the characters in different costumes either. Because a lot of the skins are good.
Yeah, that's true. You know what else has really good skin too? Demon Slayer.
Okay, I thought you were gonna say Golden Kamui, and I was gonna fight your ass.
Who?
You'll see.
I don't like that.
I didn't like your segue either, buddy.
Hey man, I finally caught up with the series. I finally saw the movie. And have you seen it yet?
Yeah.
Bruh, spoilers for Demon Slayer the series so far.
If you haven't seen the series or the movie, skip ahead the few minutes.
But dude, the whole Mugen Train thing was...
Actually, no, I take that back. Hold on. Never mind. I take that back. You're watching a podcast where we're talking about things that we've just seen. So the whole thing might be a spoiler. Who knows? That is your one warning for the rest of the podcast in its entirety. You might be spoiled on some things. Okay? Okay. If we bring it up and you're not ready to hear about it, skip ahead. Go ahead.
But yeah, bro, I don't care about Rengoku as a character. I mean, he's
What
good.
are you talking about?
What do you mean? What am I talking about? Going from just the one episode that they show him off in, to then Mugen Train. It's like, I don't care.
What do
you didn't give me enough time with this character to develop any kind of like for it.
Brian, that's the point. Is that you wish you knew him better, and that this isn't My Hero. This isn't like, this isn't an anime where things are just gonna be okay. People can die in this.
It just makes me think what they're going to end up doing with the series. I haven't read the manga. I know nothing.
I can already tell what they're going to do with the series.
What I think they should do, and they might do, is every movie they'll just kill off one of the top demon slayers.
No.
And then, it'll be one of those blow for blows. They'll kill a demon, they'll kill a demon slayer, kill a demon, and they'll end the series where it's only Tanjiro, and then they'll kill him off.
Why would no? No.
Because and here's my reasoning. Here's my reasoning behind it. They're introduced at the part where the industrial age is starting to come, right? They've already said that demon slayers really have no footing in the social world.
Sure.
So, what better way to introduce the new age than, hey, all them kids carrying around swords and shit, they're fucking gone.
Let me tell you why that is not going to happen. Because in every... you know that this is a shonen anime, right? Like, this is in the same vein as, like, My Hero and One Piece and, like, stuff like that, right?
Yeah, so I understand that.
In every shonen anime, the point is that by the end of the anime, the world is entirely different, but it's not in a predictable way because it has to do with what the problem is. Problem is demons. So if the world changes at the end of Demon Slayer, it's going to have to do something with demons.
So you think that the demons will just take over?
I don't think they'll take over because the whole thing has to also complete Tanjiro's wish of being the protagonist. He doesn't want to kill demons. He wants to reach some kind of like peace and stuff like that too, because he understands that demons used to be people. So even if and I'm not saying that at the end they won't have to kill demons anymore. But there's going to be some kind of understanding that demons aren't always just some kind of unforgivable beast to have its head cut off.
I find it really hard to believe that they'd incorporate some kind of like demon piece.
I mean, I think they will.
Find it hard to believe.
I mean, off top, you're meeting the guy that makes demons. That is like a stage 3. That is like an act 3 thing that you usually meet in an anime. Off top, we met him from episode 1. We knew that there was a guy that was able to create demons. And he's the main bad guy, quote unquote, that we know of.
But that train was extra juicy. Just
I can't
every
believe you
time.
didn't like Ringo.
It's not that I didn't like him. Mm-hmm. I just really couldn't sympathize with his death. I get the whole point of the movie was to make me learn more about him, so that way by the time they killed him off, I gave a shit.
I wouldn't say the point of the movie was to learn about him. I think the point of the movie was to understand that, like, no matter the strength or anything like that, you're still a demon slayer, and they are still demons. Like, just because Tanjiro met somebody who is abnormally strong and gifted does not mean that he doesn't have to watch his own head. Right. To me, the point of the Demon Slayer movie was to show us that, like, just because you've reached the end of the first season and you've reached the point of a movie doesn't mean that everything's just going to work out okay. There's still stakes in this.
I will say the one part there at the end that kind of got me, it was just Inosuke going like, come on, we need to train more so we can get fucking strong. Uh-huh. It's just like, come on. It's a moment, and I understand that's the one way that he's choosing to process this emotion, is that we need to get strong. And I kind of wish Inosuke was the de facto leader, not Tanjiro. Because,
They'd all
man,
be dead if
there'd
it
be
was
so
Inosuke.
much personal growth. You're not wrong.
They'd all be dead, definitely dead if it was Inosuke.
You're not wrong, but sacrifices have to be made for the greater good.
Sacrifices of your own life have to work, so you can't kill demons anymore.
But I mean, I'm proud of Inosuke. He started, he's complimenting Tanjiro more. He hasn't gotten his name right, but it doesn't matter.
Why doesn't it matter?
It's just a name.
He knows what it means. Everybody knows what it means.
Blah 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 blah. And then I'm so tired of the ninja that cries all the time. That's Catherine's favorite.
How do you? That's what I'm saying. Everybody loves him. He's also not a ninja. Are you watching this dubbed or subbed?
Dubbed.
Okay, that makes a big difference. That's a huge
Probably.
difference. Yeah. Because his crying and stuff in Japanese makes a lot more it just feels more natural.
But I know I'm also missing a good chunk of context because sometimes they'll just give little tidbits at the bottom of the pages, supposedly. Mm-hmm. Like the whole reason that Inosuke is wearing the pig's head is just because he flipped a pig, and the dude that saw him was like, I'm gonna keep it. That's it. That's all you get. That's how he wears the boar head. Yeah.
So this is going to be about the part of the podcast normally where we make a fruitless and easy transition into talking about the shows that we're watching and stuff like that. But what have you been watching? And it's based around our whole podcast, but I honestly don't know. What you've been watching?
Recently, since they released Fear Street, all 3 movies, I watched that. I've been binging anime. Yeah, Fear Street. It's R.L. Stein's young adult novels or whatever getting made into movies.
What?
So it's Fear Street 1994, then 1978, then 1666.
I haven't seen any of this. Should I watch this?
It's worth a watch.
Okay, no. Is this what you are asking me to watch for next week?
No. Do you have Amazon? Do you have Amazon Prime?
I do. Yeah.
Watch The Lie. We'll talk about that next episode.
Okay.
Amazon Prime. It was released last year. It's an Amazon Prime original, which of course take that with a great grain of salt.
For you as well, if you haven't seen it.
What is it?
It's called Miss Meadows.
You're gonna have to message that to me, so I'll look it up.
Okay. Good. Okay, so you were saying about Fear Street.
But yeah, dude, Fear Street. The writing was really. You could tell it was made for a young audience, and then some of the choices felt like they were really shoehorned in, like. I personally feel at this point in time on our regular timeline, people should know how to write gay characters.
Have you?
Frankly.
You seem like you're about to go somewhere. Can I ask you a question real quick? Did you see the Goosebumps movie?
Didn't they release 2 movies?
I don't remember.
I think I saw the first one.
The first one, because that's the only one I've seen.
It's been years. But that's the one with, what's her name from the Hannah Montana show, right? Haley. I don't know her name. But Hannah Montana's best friend, oh my God, Miley, you're Hannah Montana!
I just Googled Goosebumps movie, so you can tell I'm a professional. When did this come out? It's been years, but not like the old ones. Let me see.
Are you talking about the one where the monsters come out of the books?
Yeah.
With Jack Black?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Is that with Jack Black?
Jack Black is R.L. Stein.
I feel like we're also talking about a different movie right now. No, not this one. So, what movie am I thinking? This one's recent. This one came out maybe 2 years ago. And I can't remember if it was a Goosebumps movie or... What's the... No. It's not Goosebumps. It's, Remember those books we used to read as kids? I'm an old man, so you're going to have to bear with me on this one.
Series of Unfortunate Events?
Sure? No? Maybe?
There's a lot of books that came out.
The name like a book title that you think is one of them, and I'll tell you if that's it. The house at the end of the left, or like, you know what I mean, like.
It sounds like Goosebumps.
It does sound like Goosebumps, but it isn't.
Goosebumps. There's Animorphs, which I know there's not an Animorphs movie in our current adult life.
So you remember those? Like, do you remember the book like Falling Up?
That's
It's
isn't that
that's
the
like
poems?
it's Shel Silverstein, right? That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah, you're right. It's Shel Silverstein.
Weren't those like made into like a movie or something like that? Like, wasn't there? So the plot of the movie that I'm talking about is that there's like a scarecrow, right? And then like, and the scarecrow's actually alive.
Oh, no!
What is that?
You're talking about scary stories to tell in the dark.
That okay. So,
Yeah.
So is it that kind of writing where it's like this is technically a horror thing, but definitely written for young adults?
Yes.
So at some points it struggles to actually encapsulate you because you know that better decisions are made in real life because it's not.
Yes and no, but it takes scary stories to tell in the dark, but make it a lot more gruesome.
I don't know why it took me so long to do that. Scary stories to tell in the dark. Okay, but a little bit more gruesome. Yeah.
Like the first one, 94, was really good as far as the build up to, because the whole premise is these kids end up. There's these two towns, Shadyside and Sunnydale, or Sunnyvale. It doesn't fucking matter what it's called, really. Just know that they're polar opposites of each other. One's really preppy and rich and bourgeoisie, and the other one's supposed to be not the slums, but like that's the bad part of town. You don't go there.
Okay. Yeah, very personal with your mic there.
You have Sam and Dina. Dina's the main character. Or is it Sam's the main character. Dina's the ex-girlfriend. Yes, they're lesbians. Get over it. And so the entire movie, Dina moved to Sunnyvale and Sam stayed behind. And because you moved to the preppy party town, we need to break up. Well, they break up. She's still a cheerleader, and she starts dating a football player. And so then they have a football match that they have to go to because plot convenience. Well, Dina's boyfriend and his friends chase after the Shadyside bus and start like trying to prank him, whatever. Because I don't fucking know. And they end up disturbing this witch's grave. And because of that, she sends old serial killers from Shadyside to kill this woman, this chick. And it's just, you're trying to figure out during the entire thing, why are they constantly coming after us? And it kind of got to the point to where it's just like, okay, we know what's going on. Please just get past this part. Just get past it. Because I'm telling you, I get halfway through the movie, I'm like, this is almost done, right? No, there's still a whole hour left. So the story that you're telling right now, I don't know, this movie sounds kind of familiar, but I know I haven't seen it. I'm gonna try. So we're definitely gonna talk about that more, but I'm gonna try to wrap this up kind of quickly because I have to go to work a little bit. But I wanted to tell you that I had recently. You're gonna look at me crazy. I watched the Zombies movies on Disney. The Zombies 1 and 2 movies. I watched those. Okay. How were they?
They're not. So they're Disney originals, right? And there's a certain amount of leeway people give Disney original movies because they're clunky, right? They're kind of on the nose as far as what the message is. But they're good. You know, they're enjoyable. What are some Disney originals that we watched as a kid? Luck of the Irish.
Smart House.
Yeah, things like that. Sky High. Johnny
Tsunami.
Right. So those are all things that were they're not great, but they're very nostalgic and they're easy to access because they just came on TV. And this is Surprisingly, pretty good. You know, I watched them and I was like, if I was a kid now, I'd be pleased with this.
They're on Disney Plus.
Yeah, it's on Disney Plus. I watched both of them on Disney Plus. Very, like I said, the message isn't deep or anything like that. Like it's deep, but it isn't like hard to understand what they're getting at. But it's done well. It's as best as you can expect a 2018, 2019 in that time movie to talk about racism without directly talking about racism.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
Right. It's surprisingly good. I thought I was gonna be bored out of my mind, but no, I turned it on and had a good time. That was pretty.
All right.
So I think that's what we're gonna assign. You said you were going to assign me.
You need to watch on Amazon Prime The Lie.
The Lie.
And then I guess I'm gonna watch Zombies.
No, you're gonna watch. I want you to watch. Also an Amazon Prime one. It's gonna be Miss Meadows.
Okay.
Okay.
So then, if you guys have an Amazon Prime subscription, make sure to watch those for the next episode, just so that way you got some reference on what we're talking about.
All right. We're going to catch you guys next time. I'm Chris. He's Brian.
I'm Brian.
You can catch us over on Twitter at Khoppa Steel.
And at Navi Brain.
We'll catch you guys in the next... Not a video. It's not a video. In the next episode.
Bye, guys.
Bye.